Hello, everyone. Again, this is John Arns with the Business Freedom Formula. Today, I'm honored to have as a guest Melissa McCarty, the Outlaw Psychic. Melissa, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I'd like to know something before we get started here. Is there anything in your business you're working on right now that's really exciting?
For the moment, I'm working on expanding and revising my first book. I have a lot to go through right now, so I'm kind of trying to figure out how to do it.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about your book.
Well, it's going to be called The Paranormal Life of a Modern Day Outlaw Psychic, and I'm hoping to have it out by 2026.
Okay. Okay. And is this somewhat autobiographic or?
Um, what it is it's like the connective ties between my current lifetime and my previous lifetime previous to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like a combination of past and present, um, uh, genealogy and history and all that. I mean, it's just several things all rolled into one, but all pertains to me.
Okay. That sounds very interesting. Wow. So you said you're revising it. So you written it and published it?
Yeah, I wrote it and published it under a different name, but because that got so many threats and so much bad press, I gave up and I pulled everything I had from the shelves and I said, you know what? I'm not writing anymore. This is just, it's not worth it, you
Okay.
know?
But now you're going to revise it.
Yeah, I'm going to expand it, revise it. I renamed it. I'm repackaging it. I mean, I'm trying to get it into a better light, you know?
Okay. So so it'll be more receptive to people, correct?
I'm hoping.
You're hoping? Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Well, you also you mentioned earlier that you also do that you have medium services, is that correct?
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
you
I'm a
you
medium.
work as a
Yeah.
medium,
Hmm.
and I think most of us, those of us who have not used the service of a medium,
Hmm.
always picture in our head, um, sitting across the table from somebody or with a group in a
Hmm.
seance kind of thing that we see in TV and movies. But
Hmm.
how does this
None
actually
of it is
work?
like that. None of it is like that.
I
No,
didn't
no,
really
no.
think it was.
No, no, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. People can sit across the table from me and I can work with their energy or with a photo or with an object or an item, and I
Hmm.
read the energy off of that.
Okay, I see. Okay. So you don't does the person need to be in close proximity to you, or is this something you can
They
do
can if
remotely?
they want. I can do it phone, text, email, um, in person. It doesn't really matter, you know?
Uh-huh. I see. Wow, that's kind of interesting. Because I always thought that that kind of thing required, close proximity, people
Mm-mm.
working together,
Mm-mm. No,
maybe
because I
sharing a
read,
mutual
see,
energy.
I read the energies in words, I read the energies in vocal tone, I read the energies in objects, photos, documents. I read, and I naturally sense the energies of those present that want to communicate. If they
Hmm.
want to, I can hear them. I can see them. I
Okay.
can feel them. I can sense them. I know their presence.
Mhm.
Like
That.
just the other day, in fact, I looked up from my phone and there was an older male. Oh, not too tall, maybe about medium height, maybe like 5'1", 5'4", something like that. Um, he was thin, maybe medium build in life. silver hair. But the thing that struck me is he was wearing a hospital gown and slippers. I'm going, nobody here wears that.
Yeah.
Nobody here at this house wears that.
Yeah.
No, he's dead. I know he's dead. And he just walked right straight past, past my um sliding glass door window. I goes, huh, okay, well, that was interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Didn't look at me, didn't acknowledge me, no nothing. I just saw him just waltz right past. I go, okay.
hmm, you know, it's interesting. I I had an unusual experience many years ago in a place I was working. I was working late at night by myself. And part of what I was doing is periodically I would look over my shoulder out through a big overhead door to look at the area where we had material staged. And but because the lights in the building are motion activated, the whole front section of the building was dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working and I keep looking and I keep turning toward looking over my left shoulder. I'm left-handed, so it's sort of more natural to do that. And I turned to look back and my eyes stopped, not even the full spin around, and I saw a different shade of gray is the only
Mm-hmm.
way I can
Shadow
depict it,
figure.
right?
Yeah,
A shadow
shadow figure.
figure,
Been there.
a woman who looked like she was wearing a Victorian dress. Now, in the area where I live and work, there's a lot of that activity. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was kind of like, I mean, I will tell you from when it happens to you the first time, it I wasn't scared, but every hair on my body must have been at attention.
I hear you. I've been
Oh,
there, done that a million and a half times. It doesn't even scare me anymore. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, hey, what's up?
yeah. And it was funny because for a long time when I would lock up and I go to the I would holler out, good night. I just holler out good night
Yeah.
in case she was there and listening. I didn't know.
I'm
But
sure she
anyway,
was because, I mean, okay, a lot of Victorian activity. Yeah, probably that's going to indicate either mass casualty event, something involving that time period, something that was there on that land prior to that building.
yeah. That's what I'm thinking because there's another piece of land not far, and I mean, I'm talking about less than a quarter mile, where there is um a showground. And the every single time they have that show, and they've moved it from March to April to May, we will get some kind of precipitation at least one day.
Hmm.
It can be 90 degrees and clear, it'll be foggy and wet, and then it'll be 90 degrees and clear. And that's
Hmm.
because that land is rumored to have been a Native American burial ground, that they built this thing
Okay,
up.
okay, I know what. Okay, I know what needs to happen. I
So,
already know what needs to
yeah,
happen automatically.
yeah. So there's a lot of
Um,
this going on around there. And it's interesting because every time, you get this nice
that
weather
was
in
a
late May and
village.
it starts to rain, you go, oh yeah, yeah, the show field's being used again. Yeah. It's
Let's put it this way. Um, it was a village. That was
it
a village
it
that they
possibly
built
could have been.
over.
Yeah.
That was a village they built over, and something got disturbed. I know exactly what needs to happen. Who were the local people there before white men, before Anglos,
Yeah.
before
I
settlement?
I don't know. I'd have to do some research
Okay,
on the Native American communities there.
you're
Um,
going to have to call in a shaman. You're
yeah.
going to have to call in a shaman to
Mm,
bless the grounds because if they don't, that activity is going to completely continue.
yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because it's been a running joke in the community.
Well, yeah, it can be a running joke, but at the same time, you have to consider,
Yeah.
you know, the
Oh, I know there's more to consider there. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, there very
you have
much
to
is.
consider not only the time period, the historical circumstances, the people that used to live there prior to Anglo settlement,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Sure.
because if you don't call in a shaman, if they don't call in a shaman, this is going to continue and it's only going to double, triple, quadruple, etc.
Hmm.
I mean, it's the way it is because natives, they're very territorial. No, I know. I'm
Mm-hmm.
part native myself. I'm Iroquois, Cherokee, and Navajo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know they're very, very extremely territorial.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to need a shaman. They are going to need a shaman.
Hmm.
And it could be that one of several things happened. Either one, there was a mass casualty event, two, a massacre, which again, mass casualty, three, something where Anglos were attacked by natives and there was a mass casualty, um, or natives were like driven somehow from their land, aka Trail of Tears or something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I think I'll do a little bit of research on my own to find out who the native
Hmm.
people were there. Um,
Yeah, you need
all
to
right.
call in a shaman from those specific people or
Okay.
whoever they, I guess, blended in, mixed in with, intermarried into, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find their shaman, and you're going to have to convince the town, city, etc., that look, whatever happened needs to be settled, needs to be closed out,
Mm-hmm.
or this is going to continue and continue and continue, and it's only going to escalate.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Wow. All right. Now, another thing you mentioned to me is that I guess you've been a media personality at some point.
Yeah, I continue to do media work. I do podcasts, I do magazines, I do, um, I have my own, uh, I guess you could call it mini media empire, so to speak.
Okay.
I have over 21,000 followers and growing every
Wow.
day. And yeah,
Wow, that is impressive. So you do podcasts and you do print material as well then.
yes, I do
It's not
print
just
media too.
all
Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow. That's quite like I said, that's quite impressive. I mean, that's a
In
lot of
fact, I
followers.
am working right now. I have my 95th appearance booked,
Okay.
and I'm working toward getting on 100 podcasts by the end of the year.
Okay. Well, you've got like what, 8 weeks? You should be well, let's take out Christmas week, so
Hmm.
let's make it 7. You've got plenty of opportunity, I think, to get to that.
Hmm.
That's great.
And I just got a gig through the bash. I'm waiting to hear back from the person that wants the gig done.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I get that, it means a significant amount of income.
That's great. That's great.
If I get this. If
Yeah.
not, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I've looked at things like that way too. It'd be great if it happened. If it doesn't, I'm no worse off than I am right now.
Right.
So, and that way it doesn't become it's funny, I kind of learned that when I was in college. And
Hmm.
sometimes when I didn't have a lot of time to study or something for one of my exams, I would just say to myself, can I live with a C? And if I said, yeah, okay, then I was more relaxed. I knew I could easily do that. And I usually ended up with a high B
Hmm.
because I went in relaxed, calm, let's get this done instead of stressing.
Right.
Yeah. And that's
I
the
did
same
that
with,
with the ASVAB. I did that with the ASVAB back in high school.
yeah.
And I went in there thinking, okay, I'm just going to do this for fun. I'm going to see what happens with it.
Uh huh.
I'm not going to make any big thing out of it. I'm not going to stress over it because I'll probably flunk it anyway.
Mhm.
This is for, really, really super smart people and people that, like would ace this thing in a minute.
Mhm.
And when I got the results back, they actually sent a bird colonel.
Mhm.
Yeah, a bird colonel in to talk to me about joining the military. He said, "Do you realize what your scores are?" I goes, "No, sir. I have
Mhm.
no clue. None. Don't know."
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, your guess is as good as mine. He said, "You not only aced this, your scores were so high, the military could not chart them."
mm,
And
eh,
I said, "You're kidding, right? I'm not that smart. Come on. Everyone says I'm stupid. And I said, "There's no way I could have scored that high. I'm not that smart." Well, I
sometimes,
did. And he said, "You've got everyone from the Coast Guard on up to the White House fighting over you." I goes, "Whoa, come again? Really? Are you serious?" He goes, "Dead serious." I goes, "Holy Hannah."
that's amazing because when I was in school, um, I know a lot of high schools now, they they just give that test out to everybody as all seniors take
Mhm,
that, and they kind of use it for as a planning tool for the counselors for the kids either going into maybe college or some kind of vocational thing or whatever,
mhm,
not just the
mhm,
military. So I know a lot of people younger than me that have taken that exam when they were in high school. Now, at the time I was in high school, the draft was still going on, so nobody took a test.
mhm.
Your number got pulled along with your name and you got the letter in the mail. I mean, that was all there was to it. So,
Right.
um, for those younger people listening to this podcast, yes, I would have been a Vietnam era veteran had I been in the military. Um,
Yeah, and I
so
basically, I turned down military service because I said, "You know what? Even as much as I love and honor my military friends, you know, I'm nowhere near that brave." I mean, I I can't. I can't do what you guys do. I mean, it takes someone with actual balls to do that.
yeah, and it's not for everyone.
No.
Um, yeah, it's it's a different kind of lifestyle. It's very regimented, very,
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
and if that's not your thing, if you're the free bird kind of person, that's not going to work for you. You're going
Right.
to feel
See,
constrained, and it's going to
I'm
be a
too
miserable experience.
yeah. I'm too free spirited. I don't think it would have worked.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the military to all my military friends out there.
Mhm,
Yep, you're in my heart. You
mhm.
guys are in my heart. Absolutely.
Now, Melissa, have you ever worked with um law enforcement at all in trying to
Yes, I
help them
have.
with anything?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. I have two specific individual cases. Both made the AP wire. Yes, true thing. One was the Kit Carson co op robbery case in Taos, New Mexico. I was living there at the time, and it was our electric cooperative that got robbed. And as it turns out, according to the news report that I also am going to have in my book,
Okay.
which I got permission to reprint it from the newspaper publisher. And so, yes, this is printed with publisher permission, so no
Mhm.
worries, y'all. Okay, this is totally true, totally honest. The person that orchestrated the whole thing, I walked right past her and looked her in the eye. Oh, golly, good gracious. When they described her, I sat back and I realized, oh my God, I walked right past that lady.
Mhm.
Holy. And on top of it, I had what was known as a sketch artist app, and I still have it to this day. And this sketch artist app allows me to literally draw the dead people I see,
Mm-hmm.
or like a suspect who I get in my mind an image of who might have done what. And when
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
compared my sketch with the actual images of the people that perpetrated this crime, imagine my jaw hitting the floor. I mean, just shock. Absolute shock because it matched
Wow.
identically.
Wow.
Identically. And not only that much, but um I only missed like three minor details. Three minor details. I got the rest dead on. Because
Wow.
my now ex-husband read the article story to me. I sat back and goes, no way I could have been that accurate. No, 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 no way. Because no psychic, no medium, nobody like that, not even me, are that close to accurate.
Hmm. Interesting. You must have gotten a good full
Well, yeah,
mental picture
because
then.
when I stepped out of that hall, when the co-op president said, "We've been robbed,"
Mm-hmm.
I immediately started getting informational downloads from my guides, my ancestors, my spirit people, and they were all telling me everything. And I mean everything. Everything,
Wow.
everything, 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 everything on this case. And I got home, wrote everything down as fast as what spirit could tell me. I called up the president and said, look, if law enforcement needs anything, have them call me. This is what I've got. This is what they need to know. Well, they never called me, but it came out in the paper later that, well, I was right.
Mm.
And then there was another case, the one where the Holy Cross Convent, the very, very, very anciently old one, was burned to the ground. It turns out it was also a murder case. And I was the first one to pick up on it.
Mm.
And so again, I got download after download after download from, my spirit people, my guides, my angels, my spirit people, my spirit team. I got the downloads and I wrote everything down, called whoever I needed to call on that. It came out a year and a half later in the paper. Well, again, yep, I was right.
Mm.
And I only missed, I think, two details, two very, very minor details. Yeah,
I mean, that's amazing because most people, even when they meet and talk to somebody, if you ask them to describe them, couldn't give you that much detail, even though they may have spoken with them for 30 minutes face
right.
to face. So yeah, I mean that's just amazing. Have you noticed at all over your lifetime with this ability, do are people as skeptical today as they were, say, 30 years ago of your abilities?
Worse.
Worse?
Worse.
Why do you think that is?
Because too many fraudulent psychics have given those of us who are accurate and that good a really bad name.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of makes sense because some people are trying to jump on the bandwagon and be this
Right, right.
celebrity psychic that
Right. No, I actually am a psychic to multiple celebrities. I'm not going to name them because for their privacy.
sure makes sense.
And but yes, I know several celebrities and yes, they come to me when they need information. So I'm going, okay, cool.
Great. That's amazing. I mean, there are probably, I don't know, I wouldn't even know what percentage of people in the world have your abilities. So the rest of us who don't have a hard time understanding them. But at
Right.
the same time, I think if a lot of us kind of get what we'll just call premonitions. We think something and then we find out it
Hmm.
did, which means probably all of us have a dribble and a
Oh
drab
yeah,
here
all of
and
us
there.
have it. All of
And
us
then
have
other
it. All
people
of us
have a
can
bucket
develop
load,
it.
you know.
Yes, all of us have it. All of us can develop it. But I'm what sets me apart is I'm genetic.
Okay.
It's genetic. I mean, this has been handed down through multiple generations. Such as, okay, I'm going to tell you from my own perspective. Of course, this is just me. Okay.
Right.
Now, this may not pertain to everyone. It pertains to me. Okay.
Okay.
Um, my 16th great grandparents were shamans. My 14th cousins were witches. My 15th great grandparents were druids. Mhm. My
Mm,
15th great grandfather came from Druidic heritage, Celtic Druidic. And then I have another cousin. Let's see, Shaman, Wicca. Oh, and Gypsy on my mom's side. And then Marie Laveau, yes, the Voodoo Queen herself of New Orleans, is my cousin.
mm. Wow.
So I have Shaman, Druid, Wicca, Gypsy, Voodoo, all the way through my genetic lineage.
Hmm. Interesting. Very interesting. Wow. And I think it's amazing that you can track it back that far.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm also genealogist. I keep the family records
mhm.
and I know who's who and I know where they come from.
Now, do you do genealogy for other people?
Yes, I can if they want me to. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
And I can track down just about anybody, almost. Very, very, very slim or never that I don't track somebody down.
Okay. It's it's kind of funny how with the advent of social media and people start looking around, I've heard stories of people finding or connecting with somebody and then they find out that they're actually related and
Yes.
never knew each other.
Hmm.
And they can talk about the same family members, but they never met and they didn't know each other existed. And now they're in midlife and they find out they've got a cousin or an aunt or an uncle they didn't even know they had.
Hmm.
And I think that's wonderful because I was fortunate enough growing up that I knew all my aunts and uncles.
Right. I
Okay.
knew all my aunts, all my uncles, all my cousins, and because of a lot of family infighting and the grandparents all passing on, and now most of the aunts and uncles are all passed on. Now all the families are all split up and nobody talks to each other.
Wow, that's sad. That's really
I
sad.
only have a few cousins that I speak to on a regular basis that
Mhm.
I'm very, very close with.
Hmm. Very interesting, Melissa. Well, if anyone wanted to get in touch with you to do genealogy, how would they do that?
Well, phone, text, email, my website, https:// olpsyent.net. olscient.net.
So it's O as in Oscar, L as in Larry, T as in
P,
Tom.
P as in Peter.
Oh, OLP as in Peter, S as in Sam, Y as in
Uh-huh.
Yankee, E as in Edward,
Yellow. E,
pardon,
N as in Nancy, T as in Thomas.
T
Yes.
as in Tom.net. Okay.
Yep.
So I will put that in the description.
And also, they can get a hold of me by phone, 530-646-8782. And that's same for text message. And email, they can get a hold of me, psychicmom2017 at gmail.com.
Psychic Mom. What was the last part?
2017 at
Two,
gmail.com.
at Gmail. Okay, 2017. All
Right.
right. I'm gonna make sure I got that right. Wow. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for your time tonight.
You're very
This
welcome.
has
Thank
been
you
a
for
very
having me.
interesting conversation. I've
Mhm.
learned a little bit. I hope all the viewers who watch this learn a little bit and learn to appreciate not only what you do, but to appreciate individuals like yourself that have these abilities that many of us have trouble understanding.
Mm-hmm.
No. Anyway, thank you again. Good luck with your book next
Thank
year.
you.
I hope you get
Thank
it out
you.
and get it done. And
Thank you.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Good night.
Night.